All right, it's another edition of SSDL Spring Night Lights as we cover this unique California high school football season. Tonight, we're only a mile and a half from the ocean. You can see that marine layer just coming in here at the home of the Mustangs, Waller Football Stadium on the campus of Mira Costa High School. The visiting team is the Culver City High School Centaurs. Now, while a Centaur and a Mustang would go at it and half of a horse, I don't know. Forget about all that. We'll cover that in a minute. But just know that these are two great football teams, and both cities and schools have great traditions. Should be a fun one. We have the Battle of Horses tonight. Well, at least one wild horse and another one that is half horse. The Mira Costa High School Mustangs are playing host to the Culver City High School Centaurs. Culver City High School makes a 12-mile trip south for the game. Culver City, today with a population over 40,000, was named after real estate developer Harry Culver, who announced the creation of the city in 1913. The city was founded as a sundown town, an unfortunate euphemism for saying whites only. When that grand plan didn't work out, the city shifted into luring in the relatively new business of filmmaking. Ever the promoter, Culver convinced filmmakers to set up shop in his city. All roads lead to Culver City was the call, and with film studio heads like Thomas Ince and Hal Roach following, the heart of Screenland was in business. MGM and RKO Studios made Culver City their home base, and the list of classic film and TV production is a part of America's history. The legendary Culver Hotel, built in 1924 by Harry Culver, played host to the unspeakable doings of the Munchkins working on The Wizard of Oz, and is reputed to have been won by actor John Wayne in a poker game. By the 1970s, much of the original studios were demolished, including RKO's 40 acres, which was versatile enough to serve as Atlanta for the filming of Gone with the Wind and as Mayberry for the Andy Griffith Show. These days, Sony Pictures is the largest employer in Culver City, carrying on the film production tradition. Culver City is also where eccentric business magnate and record-setting pilot Howard Hughes founded Hughes Aircraft after WW2. Today, Culver City has boomed with a redesigned downtown and is home to businesses like Norton LifeLock, NPR West, and NFL Media. And there's also a Target. The Culver City High School mascot is a centaur, which is a mythological creature that is upper half man and lower half horse. Kind of like the Progressive Insurance Pitchman, but that creature's bottom half is a motorcycle and calls itself a motar. Nonetheless, the school, part of the Culver City Unified School District, was founded in 1951 and today has an enrollment of over 2,000 students, with royal blue and silver serving as the school's colors. As a recognized California distinguished school, they claim such distinguished alums from the 1980s as Robert Trujillo of Metallica and Rocky George of Fishbone, both of whom spent time with suicidal tendencies. Wayne Boley, the renowned attorney and star athlete for Loyola University in the 1960s, also was a centaur, as was five-time NFL Pro Bowler for the Pittsburgh Steelers Carnell Lake and San Francisco Super Bowl champion Derek Deasy Deese, now a host for Fox Sports Radio. Spielberg's massive movie hit E.T. was filmed at Culver City High School, along with TV's coming-of-age stories The Wonder Years and a personal favorite, the pilot for James at 15, which changed its name to James at 16 the year I was 14. Mira Costa High School in the city of Manhattan Beach play host tonight. Manhattan Beach is a city of 35,000 in southwestern Los Angeles County. Portuguese explorer Juan Rodriguez Cabrillo, under the flag of Spain, was the first European to set eyes on what would soon be called Rancho San Pedro, or what we know as the South Bay. Well, we all know what happens when traveling Europeans of old get a look at someone else's land. By 1902, George Peck owned land which would take the name of Manhattan after the borough in New York City. Beach was added to the name in 1927 by the postmaster.
Thank you. You guys, there you go.
They're going to have a tough time with that kid today.
Oh,
It was in the 1920s and 30s that the Kuhn Brothers Construction Company leveled the dunes of Manhattan Beach and shipped the sand to Hawaii to convert Waikiki from a reef and rock beach into a sandy beach. See, Europeans aren't all that bad, right? Well, then there's Bruce's Beach, you know. I'm just going to leave that one alone. Speaking of the sand and surf, the city is name-checked in the chart-topping 1963 hit song Surfing USA from the Beach Boys, and the sands play host to the sport of beach volleyball's granddaddy of them all, the Wimbledon of beach volleyball, the one and only Manhattan Beach Open, where the winners of the tournament get their names engraved on the iconic Manhattan Beach Pier. Only a mile and a half from the ocean sits Mira Costa High School, an academically distinguished blue ribbon school today with an enrollment north of 2,500 that was established in 1950. The school colors are green and gold, and the mascot is the Mustang, which was chosen by 1953 graduate Cecilia Whitespear, but no one is quite sure why that particular wild horse was the choice. Perhaps the legendary basketball coaching maverick Glenn Marks, now the athletic director of the school, has the answer. We do know that Mira Costa, which describes the coastal view the school enjoys, is credited to Mr. Gonzalez, a teacher at Redondo High School, the established high school in the South Bay in the 1940s. Mira Costa appropriated many things from Redondo, including the founding principal of Mira Costa, Lloyd Waller, who subsequently stole/appropriated several teachers and coaches from Redondo that stayed with Mira Costa for decades. The school belongs to the Manhattan Beach Unified School District and has a marching band that won a Grammy-sponsored award in 2014, and in 2016, the band performed at Carnegie Hall in New York City. How did the Mira Costa band get to Carnegie Hall? We're talking about practice. Moving on, the school has notable alums who are also part of bands, like 80s graduates Bill Stevenson of Black Flag and Jimmy Lindbergh of Pennywise, class of 56 surfing pioneer Dewey Weber, and 83 graduate and award-winning sportscaster Michelle Tafoya also claim Mustang pride. The school, of course, has a notable lineup of volleyball alums like Olympic game medal winners Mike Dodd, Eric Fenoy Moana, Holly McPeak, and also the 2006 and 2007 Gatorade National Volleyball Player of the Year Alice Kleinman. But the OG, or more accurately, the OM, original model, from Mira Costa is the one and only Anitra Ford, an original model on The Price is Right in the 1970s. Mira Costa has, of course, been represented on TV and film, like how about serving as the school for Disney TV's Hannah Montana? It was also the campus depicted in the 2012 Snoop Dogg production of Mac and Devin Go to High School, but it ran into controversy when the lead characters were depicted using marijuana on school property. Come on, Snoop, Hannah Montana goes to that school. We hope you enjoyed this installment of SSDL SNL Spring Night Lights, the unique California high school football spring season of 2021.